Hey there, this is your coach James Wilson here to go over your first banded isometric workout. You're going to need your 4 bands, your light, your medium heavy, and your heavy. Again, I'm going to give you a suggested band to start with. You can go to a stronger band as you get stronger. If you find the suggested band is too much, feel free to back off a little bit to the next band under. But again, this is just to give you a place to start with these exercises. So the first one that we're going to look at is our banded bridge. So for the bridge, I suggest starting with your medium heavy band. And what you're going to do is you're going to get the band, you're going to sit down, get the band set up around your feet, kind of like stirrups here, around the bottom of your feet, and then you're going to sit back, lay back, and pull the band around your hips. So where you fold, right here, not up on your thighs, but right here where you fold. The band is going to help pull your feet into a good position. You want your heels in close towards your butt, and you want your feet inside of hip width here. And so what you're going to do is you're going to squeeze your glutes and drive good foot pressure into the ground up until you walk out at the top, and then you're going to hold this position. So you're going to keep the glutes squeezed, good foot pressure, resist the band trying to pull you back down. I suggest having your palms open to keep your chest open when you're laying down like this, and then just holding this position for your banded bridge. When you're done with that, coming out of that, and we're going to go to our next exercise, which is for the hip flexor. So for the hip flexor, you are going to get your light band. You're going to get it set around a low anchor point. Again, I got something set up on the wall here. You can use a heavy kettlebell or sandbag or dumbbell or something. There's all sorts of different ways to anchor a band. Just make sure that you have it anchored securely. We're going to get the band set around your feet. You're going to lay back. Again, palms open, so you're keeping the chest open. And I'm going to think about pulling my knees towards my chest. And when I get just past the 90-degree point, I'm going to stop. I'm going to hold this position here. And so what I want to do is make sure that I've got my knees inside of hip width. I don't want them out wide. And I want to make sure that my knees and my ankles are lined up with each other. There could be a tendency for the feet to creep in a little bit, the knees to creep out a little bit. So I want to keep a good straight line right here with my knees in a narrow position. Again, palms open, so I keep the chest open, and holding this for my banded hip flexor. So the next one that we're going to do is for our neck. And so we're going to do the back of the neck first. So again, you're going to need an anchor point up around head height. You're going to get the band set around the back of your head. And then you're going to hold this position here. You can squat down a little bit. You want to make sure you got a good tall spine, good wide chest. Now the main thing here is that we're getting the posterior chain into this. So it's not just my neck holding this position. I've got my shoulder blades pulled down and back. I've got my pelvis in a good position, my tailbone tucked under me. And so I've got this whole back side here engaged to help hold my head in this position. So this is what we're looking for the back of the neck hold. So the next one is going to be for the front of the neck. And you're going to turn around, get the band set around the front of the neck or front of the head like this. You're going to step forward. And again, you can squat down a little bit if you need to, but this time what I'm looking for is for the anterior chain, this front side to get activated to help stabilize the head and neck. So it's not just my neck, but I've got my core activated. I think about my six-pack abs. I want to have those nice and strong. When you get your six-pack abs going, you'll find that it'll get your pelvis in a good position. Keep your tailbone tucked under. You don't want that pelvic tilt going on. And so keeping this whole front side engaged to help stabilize the head and neck is what we're looking for. And so you're going to hold this position for the front of the neck hold. So the next one that we're going to do is a front raise. So you're going to stand on the band and hold it like so. So thumbs to the ceiling. And then what we're going to do is we're going to raise it up so our arms are parallel with the ground, and we're going to hold this position here. We want good foot pressure, we want good pelvic position, so keep your tailbone tucked in. You want good strong core position, so think about your six-pack abs, shoulder blades pulled down and back. You want to keep that good strong core position to act as that anchor for you holding your hands out here. And so this is what we're looking for our front raise hold. So we're done with that. We're going to get into our bigger movements. We're going to look first at our hip hinge. And so for your hip hinge or your deadlift, I recommend starting with your medium heavy band. And what you're going to do is you're going to stand on the band with the band in the middle of the foot. You're going to stand like so, get your feet set about hip width apart, and then you want a good strong position at the bottom, so I've got a good long spine, right, no rounded back. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to do my hinge. I basically do a deadlift up to just below the knees, and then I'm going to hold this position here. So I want good foot pressure into the ground to that big toe knuckle, little toe knuckle, through my heel. I want a nice wide chest. Don't let yourself start to round. You want a good, strong, long spine. And you're going to hold this position for your deadlift hold. When you're done with that, we're going to look at our chest press. And so for the chest press, again, recommend starting with the medium heavy band. We're going to get down into a kneeling position. We're going to get the band wrapped around the back of us like this. And so I got it wrapped around the outside like this. Helps take up some of the slack. And then what we're going to do is we're going to press out, and we're going to hold this position here. So I'm looking for my elbows to get a little bit past my ribs and hold this position here. I want my shoulders down away from my ears. I want a nice long spine, and we're making sure that we're keeping the tension out of the neck and the traps. That's going to be the tendency, is to let that come up here. So really keeping those shoulders pushed down, the shoulder blades in a good strong position is going to be the main thing that you're looking for here. So this is your chest press hold. So we're done with that. We're going to move on to the next one, which is our squat. And so for the banded squat, we're going to get your light band, and we're going to get set up like this. You're going to step on the band. You want to reach down and get as much slack as you can. You're going to pull it around your waist, keeping as much slack as you can, and then you're going to take and bring it around the other foot. So you have it X'd in front of you, wrapping around your waist. And so from here, we're going to come down into our squat position. Only come down as low as you can to maintain good form. And what that means is I'm looking for your torso and your shins to maintain roughly the same angle. And so as you're coming down, if you find that you start to lean forward a bunch, you really start to push the knees forward, you want to stop coming down. You don't want to come down any further, then you can maintain that good relationship between your torso and your shins. And if you can, go ahead and come all the way down to this parallel position, and we're going to hold this position here, optimally, right? And so again, just come down as low as you can and hold this position. Good foot pressure, good long spine. Just hold in here. It's going to be tough. If you need to, just do body weight. Okay, don't even use the band. Just hold body weight with this one. You may need to just start without any band tension at all and move up to that. But as you get stronger, add in the band. We'll definitely take this to another level. But anyway, so that's how you do your banded squat. And then finally, we have our row. And so for the row, I'm going to recommend starting with your medium band. And you're going to get set up by sitting down, getting the band around your feet like this, set up in the middle of the foot here, the arch. You're going to grab the band like this. I want to keep my chest pulled towards my toes, and I'm going to pull my elbows behind me until my elbows get just parallel with my ribs, maybe a little past that, and then I'm going to hold this position here. So again, I got to keep my chest pulled towards my toes while I keep pulling my elbows behind me. This push-pull action is what we're looking for, and it'll also help keep you from
leaning back. There's a tendency as you fatigue to lean back, because that can feel like you're continuing to row, but we need that push-pull where the chest is pulling towards the toes and the elbows are pulling behind us. Action, that's what we're looking for here, and holding this for our banded row. So that is going to do it for your first banded isometric exercises and workout, and I'll talk to you in your next workout.